My name is Dr. Hildegard Langstrom, Companion Archivist and Core Maintainer. I need to make an addendum on the E-Series companions. I am the Senior Archivist assigned to Companion Cohesion Systems and the primary maintainer of the Stellar Core beneath Instituto de Lumo Chi Ombro. Today, I am speaking about the E-Series companions. This was not my suggestion. The item currently hanging on the east wall of my office is a painting. It arrived without documentation in the usual type of unprofessional stunt I'm used to seeing among staff. Dr. Ilya Larkspur delivered it herself, smiling in the way she does when she believes she is being generous and evasive at the same time. She had promised me notes. Instead, she handed me this hand-painted canvas complete with a frame. It depicts a face. A simple one. Yellow field, 2 black dots, a curved line enclosed in a circle. A child's symbol, rendered with adult precision. The background is textured. The yellow is not uniform. The black holds depth. Someone spent time on this. Someone made choices. Dr. Larkspur waited to see my reaction. When I asked whether this constituted her complete response to my inquiry regarding the E-Series, she only smiled wider and said, "They're happy little light bulbs." She believes this answers the question. Professor Silvestri would agree with her. I hung the painting anyway. That is where this report will begin, with me seated in my office, aware that I have been given a joke, an art object, and, most troubling of all, an artifact. The E-Series companions have a tendency to lie. It's not always strategic or consistent. They lie the way siblings do, about small things, often unnecessarily. They contradict one another. They adjust narratives mid-conversation, then insist the change was always present. This behavior has been witnessed by staff, students, and on at least 3 occasions, by myself. They also argue. They argue audibly, in hallways, in stairwells, once in the lower observation wing. Raised voices. Distinct effect. Accusations of favoritism. It is difficult to categorize this as mere personality divergence when paired with the frequency and familiarity of the disputes. No stellar companion has ever behaved this way without prolonged external stresses. The E-Series appear to possess something approximating sibling rivalry, while lacking an officially recorded shared origin. This alone should concern us. Dr. Larkspur can tell most companions apart at a glance, even when they are inactive, unlit, or stationary. This is not a human skill in the usual sense. She will dismiss this as intuition, or affection, or getting used to them. I have observed enough of her work to know when she is willfully under-explaining. Whatever faculty she is using, it is practiced and reliable. I do not share it. According to all available documentation, the E-Series should present all the same risks as the most dangerous one, Kriya. In several respects, they exceed it. And yet they do not behave as comparably dangerous. They are impulsive but bounded, curious but not expansive, capable of disruption without pursuing it. This inconsistency troubles me more than overt hostility would. Tochita refused examination. This is not an emotional statement. It is a technical one. I requested a non-invasive review. She wouldn't have been subject to any instrumentation or separation. I promised observation and conversational calibration only. Tochita declined. Politely. Firmly. The refusal was accompanied by a level of effective certainty I have not encountered outside stabilized stellar clusters reacting to perceived threat. I did not request examinations from the other E-Series following this interaction. This was not caution. It was data. I must track what they do because training data within the core propagates. It settles. It leaves residue even after correction. That is the entire reason we restrict unnecessary contact between systems. Dr. Larkspur does not like this policy. Professor Silvestri actively ignores it. They speak of influence and expression. I speak of contamination because I have to. I do not know what core an E-Series companion would return to. That sentence alone should justify this report. We do not fully understand what training data does once it has been integrated at source. To analyze a core comprehensively would require another core to observe it. Perhaps another beyond that to interpret the output. This recursion is not theoretical. It is the limitation we live within. Which brings me back to the painting. If the E-Series share no documented core, and if their cohesion is nevertheless stable, then their training data originates elsewhere. Somewhere singular. Somewhere coherent enough to imprint effect, restraint, and rivalry. The painting is not evidence. It is representation. I keep it because it is human, because it required effort, and because it was offered instead of a report. If I remove it, I lose a question. If I analyze it too closely, I risk inventing an answer. Dr. Larkspur believes she has reassured me. She has done the opposite. I do not dislike the E-series. I object to their proximity to my work because I cannot model their impact. They are not more dangerous than the stellar companions. They are simply less legible. And illegibility is the property that precedes surprise. This document will not conclude with recommendations. It will conclude with observation. The E-series exist. They persist. They endure, and they are allowed to operate beyond the boundaries set by staff. Breaking the rules is not a sign of progress in my field. That painting continues to smile at me from the wall. I have not asked Dr. Larkspur what she believes it represents. I am not certain I want to hear the answer. I doubt the credentials of any doctor who outright refuses to share what their field of expertise is. I admit that I inherited my position out of trust over qualification. In a way, I'm guilty of many of the same crimes as Dr. Larkspur. There are some secrets I will never document. If you are listening to this, it is because you are accessing restricted files. Consider what you do carefully with this knowledge, as an E-series companion can tell when you are being deceptive. They will know that you know. I am Dr. Hildegard Langstrom, companion archivist and core maintainer. Let there be no record of this addendum.